It's been such a long time since I've filmed. I know I've missed it so much. I know y'all are probably like, where is this girl? Who is she? Who is this person that I'm subscribed to? And I completely forgot. I know. Y'all, I've done like 3 or 4 videos explaining why I haven't been making videos as often, and I'm just sick of talking about it, honestly. Like, things are gonna change. I don't know when, but it should be soon, hopefully. Here we are, we're here now, and that's all that matters. I really hope you guys can see this purple light behind my couch right now. I'm just feeling it, it's a vibe. Anyways, we're gonna do a holiday look. It's just gonna be something, I don't know if I should go extreme or everyday simple. Like, I feel like y'all love both sides and I never know which one to go with. I don't know if my simple looks, I feel like my simple looks are not a challenge, so I never want to do them. But I think I'm going to do something like a moderate makeup experienced person will be able to do. I'm going to pick up my e.l.f. This is the 16-hour camo concealer. And I love this stuff. I actually got a color too light. This is Fair Warm. And I mean, I thought I was fair, but this is like extremely fair. So we're going to use that as a base for our eyeshadow. If you're doing this, just like, and you're not like really that deep into makeup, you don't have to do such a heavy coat like I'm doing. I just am used to doing that on my videos because it does really give you a blank canvas. But if you're going to do eyeshadow, period, like, I don't like it when I see people wearing eyeshadow on like no makeup eyelid. Like, you need some sort of base there so it can stay and so it can actually have full color and whatever. So I guess, just like, in my opinion, you just need to have something there. Even if it's your foundation, make sure your whole eyelid's covered before you add eyeshadow to it. Then I'm taking my Morphe M224 brush and I'm just gonna pat that out, kind of blend it in, make it into the blank canvas I was just talking about. And the only reason I take it up to my eyebrow is because I'm used to doing those crazy, extravagant looks. And that's just how you do it when you do those. So that's kind of just my habit. You don't have to do that. Because you may do it and be like, oh my god, I look crazy. So yeah, I'm just used to doing it that way, so you don't have to. If you wanted, you could just take your brush and just kind of run over the area until it's all covered with concealer or foundation or whatever. Whatever you use to do your face, just do that on your eyelid too, is all I'm saying. So basically, like that. Y'all, I just thought about it. I don't even know what kind of look I'm going to do. I mean, I know I'm going to do like a perfect holiday look. But I may have to gather my thoughts real quick because I'm not quite sure. I know this is so bright and white, but it'll look good once I'm done. It looks hilarious right now. I look like a mime or something. But I'm going to go pull out a new palette that I haven't used before, or at least I don't think I have. I know it's brand new. I haven't even like touched my palette because I've just been so busy with work, but I'm going to pull out a palette, decide what I'm going to do. I may just do this eye and I'll come back and I'll show you guys how I did it on the other eyes. Okay, so kind of something like this. I feel like this is, when you Google like holiday makeup, Christmas makeup, any type of makeup for the end of the year, you know, season, this is what comes to my mind personally. I feel like it would be on the internet. I didn't try to Google it. Maybe we should try. We would see something like this. I almost guarantee it. So my first brush I'm using is literally a blending brush from Five Below. I have a video with me using these brushes, and I honestly didn't have much hope for them because they're $5 a set, and I thought there's just no way it's going to be that good. But I mean, I opened my drawer, I seen it, and I was like, that looks like a good dense brush to pack on, not even pack on, just start blending in a base brown color, which I'll show you in a second. So that's the first brush I'm using. In other words, just take a good blending brush, a dense one, not a loose one, because we really want the brown to show up, and the more dense your brush is, the more color is going to show up. So dense just means like kind of packed full, thick, not like loose little hairs. It's actually really thick and full. So anyway, we're gonna go into this palette. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this palette because, I mean, when I first started my channel and even now, like, I so use the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I use that one all the time. Not so much now because I've moved on to other things like James Charles palette and other BH Cosmetics palettes. So this is just really exciting because it's them, you know, it's BH. I love them. Look at how it's shining in this light. This is how it looks. Look how beautiful. Now, I've used this for a couple of looks on my Instagram already, And I'm obsessed with this palette. Look at the colors. I mean, it's like in a scheme, all of them, up and down. It's just the perfect combos all together. The perfect base colors for any skin tone. I'm so shook every time I get BH Cosmetics palettes. I just love them. I'm going to chill out because I know I'm on 1,000. I'm going to use this color with that brush that I just showed you guys. And we're going to put that on the crease and a little bit above it. That way I don't make such a huge mess. And I feel like I haven't done this in forever. But here we go. So I rubbed it in and I had to dip right back in immediately. And that's only because the concealer is still kind of tacky. So it's like you don't get too far with that first blend, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta keep going back in, and that doesn't bother me. I'm just dipping back in when I feel like there's no more color blending, and I just dip back in until I get my color as deep as I think it should be. And so I feel my brow bones right here, and up here, and right here. So I'm just putting this color on that, and I'm kind of keeping it in the crease, and then when I feel like the color is dispersed, I'll move my brush up and blend it. That's how you get that really nice faded line right there. And I'm not quite done, but I'll show you. So before I try and blend that, I'm going to clean off my brush, my washcloth, and then I'm going to blend it right here because I don't want to take the color up any higher. So with no product, I blend right where it's already at. I just blend a little bit above it to kind of disperse that color. And that's as high as I want to take it. I don't want to take it any higher than that. So I'm just going to go back in a little bit more until I feel it's ready. I may even have went up a little too high. I think I did, but it's okay. You won't be able to tell later, so I mean, it happens. Okay, so I think that looks good. Then, what I did at this point was I used this brush. Let me grab it. I used this Morphe 433 brush, and it's a little loose. It's not as densely, packed with bristles, and it kind of almost covered up that brown, so I had to switch to another one, which I'll show you in a second. But just to keep everything kind of the same, I'm just gonna do that again, and then I'll show you the colors I took were this one and that one. So these two colors right here, we're gonna mix them kind of like this. I'll just do it. So I just kind of tap into both. Then I do it off to the side, so I can't really show you, but I just shake it like that. That way it's not so full of shadow, but it still has enough on there to show up on the eye. So I'm just kind of gliding it right in the crease. So I'm aiming the brush towards the crease, even though you can see stuff's going on my lid. Let me dip back in because I feel like I didn't get enough on there. And I'm going right into the crease, and I'm not going above the crease yet, but I will in a second to blend it. So I'm just going to keep dipping in these colors until I build that color up how I want it. And I'm just kind of doing like windshield motions, and I have, y'all, I've been doing this since my first few videos. When I see eyebrow hairs in my concealer, they just have to get plucked immediately. I just cannot stand it. Anyway, we're just going to continue doing that part. And I was just thinking about something to tell you guys. What was it? Oh, if you feel like you do this in your makeup process, but your eyeshadow still comes out like harsh lines or whatever, and it doesn't look as seamline and as blended, I'm telling you, you're not using the right brushes. Like, my life literally changed when I went to Ulta one day and I seen Morphe brushes there. Actually, no, my first Morphe brush was, I ordered them online, I believe. I watched Nicole Concilio's YouTube videos, and she always uses this brush, actually. And I was like, you know what? I need to get some of those brushes. And they're cheap, y'all. They're so cheap. Like, this brush is probably like, what, $6? If that, I don't know, but they're not expensive. So if you feel like your eyeshadow is just never coming out right, get Morphe brushes. All you gotta do is look up blending brushes, and I promise, even if it's not the most perfect blending brush, their brushes top almost every other brush, okay? So, believe me. Another blending brush I love is, I think e.l.f. has a good blending brush. I think this is Slim Miss Glam. I don't know her prices though, but her blending brushes are really good. She's from Ibizia. Oh, Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild blending brushes. Swiffer is about to hack. Okay, now I'm going to take my 506 brush and do the exact same thing with the same colors. And y'all will see, like, wow, how much of a difference it makes with the blending. You just try out different brushes. Like, it's just amazing how much more color this applies. Do you see that? It just automatically, it's just so much more vibrant looking. It's not so washed out because this brush is more packed with bristles. So you're having trouble, check out your brushes. I'm just barely going under that line. As far as the red reached with the other brush is kind of where I'm going up to, and I'm just blending it really, really lightly, being really careful because, I mean, it's not hard to mess this up, and you'll have an eye full of red and you'll miss all of that blending in between. So I think that looks pretty good. I gotta tell myself when to stop because I'll just keep going and then I'll be like, wow, I've completely ruined it. So I think I've taken this eye up higher than this one, but it is what it is. I'm not even going to try to fix it because you may not be able to tell when we're done. So, alright, now with the exact same brush, I'm going to use this color right here mixed with this one right here. So the first one is kind of like a mauve, no, well, it's like a burgundy kind of, and then the other one is just a dark brown. Mix those two just like I did earlier, and we're going to just kind of place that in the crease and bring it down. Then I'll show you what we do next because it doesn't quite get dark enough for me. Same brush, 506, and we're just going to start blending kind of on the lid and kind of hitting that crease too. And you might think, why are we going in the crease so much? You're just covering up every color that you just put there. Well, that's kind of the point for the crease because everything above it gets blended into something else, and then below it becomes whatever color you want it to be. So I'm just kind of adding and blending on top of what we already have. And I'm kind of going around my eyeball basically to the crease and blending. See how it's not much of a color difference? It doesn't get too dark, which I want it to get dark, and I'll show you what we do. So that's when I pull out this guy. There's a color in here that is just the best color for everything. So Benny is the most perfect color because it's not black, it's not totally brown, it's not totally burgundy, it's not totally red. It's just the most perfect in between, and it mixes with any dark color. Y'all, I've even used this color with blue, and it deepens it up and blends perfectly. It is just, it's amazing. Like, props to James and all of Morphe for creating it because it is literally one of the most mind-blowing colors that I've used. So I just dip right in and look, bam, that quick. It just, oh, you said you wanted to go dark? Here you go. We're going dark, says Benny, and I love it. So I'm doing the same thing I did just a second ago in the crease. And it's just giving me exactly what I want. Now you can see it starting to match the other eye. And that's nothing on BH Cosmetics. It's nothing on the other palette. It's just they didn't make a color dark enough for what I wanted to do in that palette. They do make colors that dark, and there is another palette I could use to, instead of using this Benny color and the Morphe one, but I just wanted to go with this one because I knew of this color. I've used it for this purpose many a times. Like that. Then I dip in one good time, cover the lid. Okay, we're just going to dip in as much as we need to get this lid covered. Okay, that looks absolutely beautiful. The blending's even better than the other eye. Whew, it's because I use more of this brush, and it just always, it's so precise. It does so good. Okay, now I'm taking a synthetic brush and I'm going into this really beautiful brown sparkly color right here, and that's what we're putting right in the middle. And I'm just taking a cheap synthetic brush. This is literally I think this brush came from Five Below too. Don't ask me. I think I got given this set as a gift. And yeah, so synthetic brushes are great for like sparkly colors like this because you spray some setting spray on it to get it like damp and moistened, and it really just brings out the shine in the color. Way different if you were to just take a dry brush and just start rubbing it on there. You're not going to see anything. That's the trick to sparkly shimmer colors like this. So I just dip it in the top part of the brush, and I got my e.l.f. illuminating setting spray in my hand, and I'm just going to spray it like that. Then I'm just going to go straight into the middle and just start dabbing it. Now, not a lot comes off at first because it may be picking up that Benny color underneath, so I'm just going to dip back in. My brush is still wet. I'm just going to dip back in and then just keep adding more until I get it to match the other side. Alright, last few steps is I'm just taking this liquid eyeshadow. It's really pretty gold. You can use any sort of color. You can use any color from this palette, any sort of shimmer, and place it right in the inner corner like this. Then we're going to add a black liner to the tippy top of the lash line, just like this for our lashes. This is Wet n Wild Skinny Liner, and I love it. So that is basically how I do the eyes. I'm going to go pop on lashes, and I'm going to do my face, and then we'll do the under eye, and then it will be just about done. Alright y'all, so for the under eye, I'm just taking a little pencil looking brush. It's kind of dense, and I'm going to really pack on, let's see, which color should we use? Probably that red. And then we will kind of blend that the darker color like this one, and then the dark brown closer to the eyelid. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm kind of thinking, should we do a white eyeliner? No, I think we should keep it dark. Okay, anyway, this is just what goes through my head. So we're gonna go with the red color. Dip into both of those just like before so that matches. Kind of lower. I'm just going to bring it towards the outer edge and kind of match them. And I'm not going any lower than that. I'm going to try not to anyway. Ooh, that just worked out perfectly. Like, thank God. How amazing. Okay. You don't have to do this part. You could easily just put on some lower mascara and call it a day. But, you know me and my extra level, we can't just do that. This looks too pretty not to bring it all together with the lower lash line. So wow, y'all, I can tell this is seriously completing this look. It just got like 1,000 times more prettier to me. Oh my gosh. I know it looks red, but as soon as we get this darker color on there, it's gonna look so good. And thank God we have our powder underneath for some fallout. We can just scooch, get. So I'm going into those two dark colors, and I'm going to place it really close to my waterline. And for the lashes, I already had a pair that was stacked, so I used that because they're just how do I say, closest to, you know, a decent regular lash that I have. Y'all know I go all out with the lashes. I like gigantic ones. I like huge, just amazing lashes for my looks. But since I said this is a holiday glam and I kind of wanted to make it to where anyone can do it, I just had to grab the most decent lash that I could. So just two regular kinds of lashes stacked on each other. This black eyeliner is really cool. It's called Kajal. Vasanti is the brand eyeliner, and I love it. It's really creamy. It literally just starts to melt into it. So we're gonna wipe off all this powder, soaking up some of it so you don't look like a powdery ghost. Alright, so I'm gonna fast forward you guys through this last part and we will be done. Alright y'all, here is the final look. I decided to go with a really dark, deep, vampy lip because I kind of originally thought of that and then I forgot and then I remembered towards the end. So you could also go nude and like I said, any color you want. I feel like this is literally so glam, so holiday season-ish, if you know what I mean. I'm really feeling it. I hope y'all love it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Really hope you guys stick around with me. I'm really thankful for each one of y'all who hit subscribe. It means so much to me. And yeah, and I'm also thinking about doing eyelash extensions again soon. So hopefully, you know, I'll make a video on that, and I'm gonna have to order some glue, I think. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.